Hello everybody, and welcome back to another reaction video with us. So this is going to be a reaction to, I guess, something that RFK had to say today.
It was actually an announcement. We're gonna have a big drop on the 28th. Be watching for that. That is when
28th of September.
28th of September. There has been the most extensive 6-month study of where are we with autism in America. And this has been as extensive and far-reaching as they could possibly come. This is just kind of a little bit of where we are before the 28th. I would encourage everybody to go see. You've got Jay Bhattacharya, who does some amazing speaking. I'm going to have Miranda watch this whole thing. We'll probably watch it together after we're done recording
But for
this.
the sake of this, we're going to use just the small part of
Dr.
JFK.
Oz,
RFK,
you want to hear him. Marty McCary, you want to hear him. RFK Jr. and President Trump. Those are the 5 speakers that were in this press conference. Every one of them has something monumental to discuss, and I don't use that word lightly. But we're just going to bring you the RFK Jr. portion because remember, he has prayed to God for 19 years to please allow him to do something about the health of the children in America. 19 years daily, every day he prayed, and now he's here.
It's beautiful.
So we're going to listen to what he has to say. He's just giving you a little update, and of course a major announcement that he gives as well.
Yep.
Leading up to the 28th. So that kind of gives you an idea of where we are.
So right now we are about 12 minutes into this remarks from the president. So you'll probably hear the very end of that, and then it'll go right into RFK.
There's absolutely no harm. At worst, there's no harm. Thank you very much. Bobby, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
He said he wants results faster. He wants the study to wrap up faster.
To meet the President's challenge, I ordered HHS to launch an unprecedented all-agency effort to identify all causes of autism, including toxic and pharmaceutical exposures. At President Trump's urging, NIH, FDA, CDC, and CMS are turning over every stone to identify the etiology of the autism epidemic and how patients and parents can prevent and reverse this alarming trend.
And reverse.
We have broken down the traditional silos that have long separated these agencies, and we have fast-tracked research and guidance.
Okay, pause.
Historically, NIH has focused on...
Broke down the walls of all the silos. What you need to understand there is when he named all those agencies, those 5 agencies, they all worked separately and they did not share information. It was set up that way. He has been exhaustively...
Divide and conquer.
Yep. He's been exhaustively saying, nope, we're getting everybody's information. We're sharing and we're putting it together. So that's what he said.
Almost solely on politically safe and entirely fruitless research about the genetic drivers of autism. And that would be like studying the genetic drivers of lung cancer without looking at cigarettes. And that's what NIH has been doing for 20 years. As a result,
that's what NIH has done for 20 years.
This critical question, despite the cataclysmic impact of the epidemic on our nation's children. We are now replacing the institutional culture of politicized science and corruption with evidence-based medicine.
Thank you.
And it's about frickin' time. It should
Our
never be
children
about party.
have been dying because politics.
Yep. And how
That's
stupid
why
is that?
Whatever happened to evidence-based disappeared under politics.
Yep.
Divided everything, kept it all separate, kept us in the dark. All politically driven, and then autism rates increase. Then we see the fraud. We just saw that in the last reaction video.
If you haven't seen that, go watch.
Evidence-based practices, they're back now, people.
And
I remember that from when I was a kid.
This is a proof that I will tell you, based on politic-based research in healthcare. After the announcements made today explaining that pregnant women taking Tylenol potentially affects the autism rates of your child in utero,
having to do with folate.
having to do with folate.
Lack of being able to absorb folate in their brain because of something that's in Tylenol.
Pregnant women now taking Tylenol on camera on TikTok to prove a point.
Disgusting.
Just based in politics because Trump and
After they've
RFK
been
Jr.
told.
said, so it can't be true and I'll prove it to you. Are you kidding me? You'd rather risk your child than believe what is being told to you.
They can't believe it. That's the sad thing.
Because they're
Even
too
though-
far brainwashed.
Yeah, even though there's evidence and they broke it down, those folate receptors that can't absorb the folate ends up with autism presenting, and there actually is a treatment for that particular kind of autism. These
to help
are all
lessen what happens after.
This is all good news. And instead, because DJT and RFK are trying to say, don't do this, they go on TikTok, big old pregnant bellies doing it.
It's sad.
Having zero care about the child in their body.
On the off chance, say playing devil's advocate, on the off chance that they're right, I would not even risk it.
So if DJT came on and said, do not eat rat poison while you're pregnant. Do not
Are you
do
going to
it.
go eat rat poison then?
Exactly.
It
Disgusts
just makes
me.
no sense. Well, oxygen's good for you. Well, guess you just won't breathe.
Today is proof that Trump derangement syndrome is really a true thing.
It is, but you get made fun of if you say that it's real. They say, oh, it's not real. You're just a diehard MAGA. It has nothing to do with that. You have no idea who I am, what I believe, or how much of what Donald Trump says aligns with what I actually believe. You have zero idea. You have no clue.
That's because they've already said you're in a cult, so
Yep.
you just follow everything.
So if I believe anything that Donald Trump says, then I'm just a diehard MAGA.
I don't align with everything that Trump says.
And neither do I. So,
But
but
I
I
still
always
support
labeled
him.
that. I support him. I support RFK Jr. And I support what they are trying to do for America. That's what I support. Do I support every single thing that Donald Trump says? No. That's ridiculous to believe because we are different people. And that is what is lost on society these days is you are unable to just be your own person and agree with some things and not other things and still just be your own person. It's ridiculous. It's either an all or nothing, and that's not real life. Real life isn't all or nothing, completely black and white.
And that has been brought into our society.
We'll use
on
one of their
purpose.
favorite words. There's nuance to it. Oh, I'm angry. Anyway, let's continue.
NIH research teams are currently testing multiple hypotheses with no area off limits. We promise transparency as we uncover the potential causes and treatments, and we will notify the public regularly of our progress. Today, we are announcing two important findings from our autism work that are vital for parents to know as they make these decisions. First, HHS will act on acetaminophen. The FDA is responding to clinical and laboratory studies that suggest a potential association between acetaminophen use during pregnancy
This is just what we were talking
and
about.
adverse
Clinical.
neurodevelopmental outcomes, including later diagnosis for ADHD and autism. Scientists have proposed biological mechanisms linking prenatal acetaminophen exposure to altered brain development. We have also evaluated the contrary studies that show no association. Today, the FDA will issue a physician's notice about the risk of acetaminophen during pregnancy and begin the process to initiate a safety label change.
Wow.
HHS will launch
Big
a
news.
nationwide public service campaign to inform families and protect public health. FDA also recognized that acetaminophen is often the only tool for fevers and pain in pregnancy, as other alternatives have well-documented adverse effects. HHS wants, therefore, to encourage clinicians to exercise their best judgment in the use of acetaminophen for fevers and pain in pregnancy by prescribing the lowest effective dose for the shortest necessary duration and only when treatment is required. Furthermore, thanks to the politicization of science, The safety of acetaminophen against the risk of neurodevelopmental disorders in young children has never been validated.
Pause. Because of the politicization of research.
It should
This
never
has
be
never
politicized.
been brought out before.
Isn't that insane?
These studies have existed. They've been on the record. The research is there. But due to politics, which means big pharma giving the checks to both sides, when I say politicians, that means the rhinos as well. We're not talking just one side or another.
Nope.
If you're taking big pharma money and you are part of this problem,
You're also to blame.
you're also to blame. That's why I'm America first.
And I am as well.
And I end up voting for Republicans.
Because they closely align, or closest align to what we believe and what our core values are as a family,
But when
and
we
as individuals.
But when we have research that has been hampered or silenced because there are checks written to politicians to make sure that this
just
does
sick.
not come out, how many more babies have been affected?
And how many more
families?
women now have to deal with the guilt behind potentially being able
Not only
to
that, but the hard
prevent
life.
it.
The hard life
Well,
they have.
Exactly. The
with their
fallout from
baby,
it all.
Their child that
All
grows
because
up
of
with autism,
political differences.
when they don't get to see what could have been the full potential of that child because it was stolen from them, it was robbed
I've
from
seen
them.
firsthand from one of my friends who has an autistic child. I have seen firsthand what that kind of a struggle looks like. The kind of
My
money
heart
that you have to
breaks.
put into it.
My heart breaks for moms and dads
It
and the
breaks
children.
my heart.
And it's been
And to know that it could have been
that
preventable.
it could have been prevented.
Oh, that makes me angry. It makes my skin crawl.
And for anybody that
Ugh.
that does not come alongside all of the people that are trying to right this ship,
Why is my
Why?
question to you?
ask yourself, what kind of a person are you that you can't get behind this and say, let's figure out why 1 in 13 boys and 1 in 31 boys and girls have autism, when just a few 40 years ago it was 1 in 10,000. What happened?
How does it
Why don't
skyrocket
you
like
want to
that?
know? Why don't you want to know? Why should there be anything off the table to try to figure out what happens? Do we have a country anymore if we've got 1 in 31 children that are being diagnosed with autism, and that's not even counting the ADHD? Where's our country? What does our future look like? Think about that.
And that's not crapping on
Before
people
you
with
think
autism.
about, I hate Donald Trump.
It has
I don't
nothing to
care.
do with how we feel about people with autism, and everything to do with it causes, in some cases, severe developmental delays. And if it's 1 in 10 boys,
1 in 12 boys.
excuse me,
in
1 in
California.
12 boys.
Mhm.
Just think about this from a protection perspective. 1 in 12 boys has autism. If the children with autism have severe developmental delays, they will not be able to, if it comes to it, protect this country. If they were ever to be drafted, the draft numbers are going to be so low.
And how about manufacturing if we need to build things?
The infrastructure of America is built on the backbones of men.
Of men,
And
not women.
Fight me on that statement. I will fight it tooth and nail because it's the truth. It is built on men, not women. So
How
if
many
you
women are on the oil rigs? How many women are on the scaffolding?
There are some.
There are some,
but it is a majority
it is a
men.
minority. How many women are plumbers? How many women are in HVAC?
How many women are electricians? How many women are in manufacturing? Guess what? I used to work in manufacturing. Not a lot.
So now you have
So you
one
are
in
dwindling
12 men.
the numbers of the men of the next generations to come that are supposed to be going in to fill these positions of the men who are going to be retiring from these jobs.
And instead, our country's
And
having
instead-
to pay for 1 in 12 boys that are permanently disabled.
This has nothing to do with political anything, and everything to do with the longevity of this country and what we're looking at in all honesty of what we're truly looking at.
With the collapse in birth rates, and with 1 in 12 for boys in autism as our rate, that is civilization ending. And I don't think people understand that. But it's time for you to wake up.
See, I don't do math.
That's another thing that, again, I'm going to be bringing so much to you time after time after time.
We will be
so you
keeping
can
you
help
updated.
Understand.
We will be keeping you updated.
We'll go ahead and hit this again.
Yes, let's finish this.
Prudent medicine, therefore, suggests caution in acetaminophen use by young children, especially since strong evidence also has associated it with liver toxicity. Some studies have also found the use of acetaminophen in children can potentially prolong viral illnesses. FDA will drive new research to safeguard mothers, children, and families. Good. In addition to a possible acetaminophen connection to autism for pregnant women, infants, and toddlers, our research has revealed that folate deficiency in a child's brain can lead to autism. We have also identified an exciting therapy that may benefit large numbers of children who suffer from autism. Peer-reviewed literature has documented that up to 60% of folate-deficient children with ASD can have improved verbal communications if given leucovorin. I have instructed NIH, FDA, and CMS to help doctors treat children appropriately. Jay will help tell that story, which started with sound science, the kind that restores faith in government. This announcement also represents a historic collaboration between NIH, FDA, CDC, and CMS. We expect this to be the first of many announcements over the coming years that deliver actionable information to parents on underlying cause of autism and the potential paths for prevention and reversal. Finally,
Answer to
autism
my
is a complex
prayers.
disorder with multifactorial etiology. We are continuing to investigate a multiplicity of potential causes with no areas of taboo. One area that we are closely examining
with no areas of taboo,
which is the way it should be.
And that is a blanket statement that I feel like anybody should be able to get behind. There is nothing that they won't explore.
Nothing off the table.
It has nothing to do with who, what, when, where, anything. Anything is on the table to be researched.
We're going to take a look at the food that goes in bodies. We're going to take a look at shots that go in bodies. We're going to take a look at water that goes in bodies, medicines that go in bodies,
what's in the air,
all of it. Nothing's off limits. We're going to find
and that's the way it should be.
Cause.
It shouldn't be, well, we can't look at that because if we look at that, it might affect XYZ or this person or that person that donates to this, that, the other. It shouldn't matter. Shouldn't matter.
This is
This is about the health of our American people and children.
This is the first time since 2012 that I have, because in 2012 was the first time that I read 1 in 51, if I remember right, on the front of one of my magazines, my NGO magazines. 1 in 12 have autism, or 1 in 51 have autism. And it's like, 1 in 51? What? The last I knew was 1 in 70 something. And so I started researching. So at that time it was 1 in 51. And I saw that it kept going worse and worse and worse. Cause I remember when it was 1 in 200 something. So it went from 1 in 200 something to 1 in 51. And then it was at that point that I felt hopeless. It's like, this just keeps getting worse.
I think there's a lot of parents
and nobody's
going to
wake up. Today is the first day that I have hope.
And I do too.
I sent a message to somebody that I love very much, consider my own child, and their child has been diagnosed with autism. And I sent this and the leucovorin, and this is the first time that I have hope. And that person said that they also are going to have hope. So there are so many of us. I don't know anybody that doesn't know somebody that has a child with autism. And it kills me. It kills me. I have hope today.
All right, let's finish this video.
As the president mentioned, is vaccines. Some 40 to 70% of mothers who have children with autism believe that their child was injured by a vaccine.
Pause. Did you hear that?
40% of mothers
40 to
believe
70.
that their child was injured by vaccines.
40 to 70.
You want to call us crazy again? For real.
Another statistic that was given by one of the other gentlemen that you're not going to hear. I believe it was Dr. Oz that told us, or it was Jay Bhattacharya, I don't remember, that 88% of the diagnosed autism cases in America are regressive. What does that mean? The child was progressing normally until something caused it to regress. 88%. What is that thing that caused them to regress?
And you know what? I'm just going to say this as well. No matter how you feel about Candace Owens, she has a series out called A Shot in the Dark. This is when I woke up to the reality of vaccine injury, not just in babies or children, but also in adults. She had a severe reaction to an adult vaccination, Gardasil. And that is when she lost trust in vaccinations, and she did a huge deep dive into the newborn and early months of your children's vaccines that they want you to have before you leave the hospital. She states it, and I've watched it. She's watched it. She explains that this is not political at all. It is science-based. She shows you the inserts for all these vaccines, exactly what's in them, and discusses them at great length of,
and each episode
what's in
is,
them.
One episode is the Hep B vaccine. Let's discuss.
One episode is erythromycin. One episode, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And so she breaks it down in a way that you can understand, but she also gives you, if you're a parent or going to be a parent that does not want to vaccinate your children, or you're on the fence and you want more information, this is a great way to do that, because she also gives you things that you can ask your doctor or say to your doctor to advocate for yourself, your family, and your baby. Go watch it. I believe now she was able to get it back from Daily Wire, and it's on, is it on her YouTube?
Nope, it's on her website.
It's on her website. So if you can find that and go watch it, I would highly recommend it. And that is what swayed me to not want to vaccinate any children that I have in the future, because it just, a lot of them don't even make sense. And if you watch it, you'll see it, and we can maybe go into it more later on in depth if you're interested. But for real, go watch it and do research for yourself. You can fact check her all you want and see if she's right or wrong, but at least go watch it. That's all I have to say about that.
President Trump believes that we should be listening to these mothers instead of gaslighting and marginalizing them like prior administrations.
Calling them
Some of our
kooky.
friends like to say,
she's an
that we should believe
anti-vaxxer.
all women. Some of these same people have been silencing and demonizing these mothers for 3 decades.
And it's sick.
Because research on the potential link between autism and vaccines has been actively suppressed in the past. It will take time for an honest look at this topic by scientists. But I want to reassure the people in the autism community that we will be uncompromising and relentless in our search for answers. We will perform the studies that should have been performed 25 years ago.
And this is what I voted for.
We will tell you what we find. We are researching this issue to all 3 agencies. Jay will discuss one of our research initiatives at NIH.
Yes.
This model
$50 million.
of being unbiased, depoliticized, gold standard scientific research and academic freedom to deliver actionable information to prevent and reverse disease will be a model for the framework to deliver similar results for many other chronic conditions that plague Americans. Jay?
So that's the end of,
that's the end,
his
and then
speech.
Jay Bhattacharya comes up. So you're gonna know that $50 million was given to NIH so that they can perform the next level that they need. President Trump says, I want results now. He laid his term, his presidency out today in saying, I have told these guys that by the end of my term, I want those numbers back down to 1 in 10,000, because right now they're at 1 in 12 for boys. If you add girls into it, it's 1 in 31. President Trump says, okay, you can have the other 50 million for your next level of what you need to study, but I want results. I want you to show me that by the end of my term, we are not destroying our future. We don't have suffering families and babies. I want to know what's causing this, and I want it to stop.
And that should be something that
Period.
you support, regardless of political affiliation or what you believe.
Do you not want
politically.
that? Do you not want that to stop? Do you not want to see the reversal of those numbers? Or do you want to keep it going from 1 in 51 to 1 in 31? Maybe
Or 1
it'll
in
be
12.
Maybe it'll be 1 in 5. Are you okay with that then?
Do you so I as who I am and in my life want to have 5 children. That means I would have at least 1 child with autism.
Yeah,
If it
no,
goes to
not
1 in
happening.
5.
Not happening.
Do you
Not
really truly want that kind of odds if you're somebody having children? I don't. And it's not to say that children with autism are bad or to villainize
No,
them.
it's suffering.
But
it's a life that has been snatched from that child.
I want my
Snatched
children to be able to
how?
live up to their full potential that they were born to be in.
Absolutely.
That's every parent's goal,
Without it
I
being
believe.
hijacked from something toxic.
So why would you not
this.
want that? Why would you not want to find out what's causing that and support
Search
whatever
your soul.
research that is?
Search your soul.
Truly, just think about that and think about why you would sit and villainize the people who are actually putting the work in to figure that out. Because I've seen it all over my Facebook feed today about how they're villainizing basically Trump and RFK.
And how many of them have watched this full press conference? I challenge every one of you to like this video, to share this video, to comment on this video so that it gets pushed
even
in
if
the
you disagree,
algorithms.
still comment. That's fine.
And then I want to challenge you to watch this in its entirety. Listen to all 5 men speak.
Yep.
And tell me that you can't come alongside them when they are trying to do their level best
To do the right
to
thing.
save the children of America from the suffering that happens from the families in America, to stop the suffering from autism.
That doesn't need to happen.
It doesn't need to happen, and they want answers. They want the root causes, they want the results, and nothing's off the table.
And that is what you should want in an administration.
And that's all we have to say about that.
We hope you have a good day, and we'll be coming to you live
Bye.
with some more stuff. I'm sure tomorrow with updates on all kinds of stuff that's going on. So God bless and have a good night.
Bye.
Oh.